You're listening to Mud Radio, on campus and online at mudradio.com.
Good afternoon, you're listening to Tea Time with Matt on Mud Radio. My name is Matt, hello, nice to meet you. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. It's a beautiful day outside here at Trent Park campus, and I'm here doing my show, stuck in a tiny little room. I can't really work out who's more foolish, you for listening or me for doing it. Never mind. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about what this show is about. This show is all about having a bit of a laugh, a bit of a chuckle, because there's far too much serious stuff that goes on in the world nowadays, and, you know, who needs more of that? So let me tell you a little bit about what we've coming up. We would normally have a guest, but unfortunately I haven't kidnapped one today, so we don't have one. But if there were a guest, we would be having a chat to them and asking them about what's going on in their lives, and also they'd be doing a nice little feature, which is they will bring in a song for us to listen to, and they'll tell us a little bit about why that song means something to them, which should be interesting. Elsewhere, we'll be having a little bit of a chatter about some amusing stuff I found online, which should be fairly interesting, because I've got a couple of funny news stories here for you today, and we'll enjoy those a little later on. We'll also maybe be doing a couple of sketches, who knows, we'll see where the day takes us. I think I've done enough nattering for now, let's have a bit of a song. A man has materialised in the studio next to me.
I didn't know it was tea time a bit earlier. I came a bit late. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There you go. I'm just going to move the webcam slightly because you can't actually see it. It's Screw Love, everybody! So we're talking unusual hobbies.
Right.
We'll come back to that, give you a bit of time to think about it.
I've already got one, but don't worry.
You've got one? Okay, let's hear it. What's your unusual hobby?
My unusual hobby is people watching. And I'm talking not just I randomly see people and watch them. I will go somewhere and sit down and be like, let's people watch. I actually do it on dates. Yeah, bad.
Nice.
I got a fetish. I don't know. Sorry.
Oh dear.
That's my unusual hobby of the week.
I must admit, I am a bit of a people watcher myself. When I used to live on the second floor of Gubbay Hall, I often used to just sit by my windowsill and watch the people go by underneath.
What a pervert!
Nothing perverted
with his
about
tea,
it, thank you.
I can see people at the bus stop. I'm gonna dunk my biscuit now. But yes. Yeah, people watching is cool. Whoop whoop, Gubbay Halls. Sorry.
Oh yeah, come on, Gubbay for the win.
Yes.
Gubbay, 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 oi, 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 as the team chant goes.
Or middle. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Family show, boy.
Sorry, I forgot what show I was on. Sorry.
Dear. You're not on the Screw Love show, Fridays 6 till 8.
No, it's 4 to 6.
4 till 6.
And you're on the show. I mean, that's just disappointing.
I'm on the Screw Love show,
That's
and I don't know what
disappointing.
time it's on. Oh, God.
6 to 8. Gosh, who does that? Seriously.
Screw.
Yeah.
What are your favourite comedy shows?
Well, my number one show in the world ever in all time. It's comedy, but it's not just comedy. It's The Wonder Years, obviously, as you know. I go on about it forever. That's the one show I could watch forever and ever because it's just funny. And it's sad and deep and sincere at the same time. And I like, what show do I like the most? Little Britain when it first started.
Oh, Little Britain. Little Britain was a genius show.
When it first
Did you
started.
watch any of the USA one?
Yeah.
I quite liked that. I mean, it
did.
wasn't as funny, I don't think, because they had to sort of dumb it down a little bit.
Yeah, a little, you know.
But that's because the Americans don't get most of our humour. You know?
Yeah,
they just laugh because, oh my God, it's a British accent.
Oh my God,
that's
it's totally
hilarious.
Queens right
Why do you
now.
think I have so many American fans?
Exactly.
Yes, we have an epically awesome new sound bed.
This is nothing new, Matt.
Well, it's new.
This is a sound bed you stole from a TV program which I can't think of right now.
It's the Formula
It's the
One.
Formula One. Yeah, this is a sound bed that you stole from Formula One. It's not.
It's nice to know you're getting off to an early start with the abuse.
This is not abuse. This is me pointing out facts.
Abuse.
Just like the good old days, eh, Matthew?
Yay! We're back!
We're back!
Yep, it's a new year, and Tea Time with Matt has got loads of new stuff. Stuff. It's important to put the emphasis on stuff.
Do you mean features, Matthew?
I don't know what you're talking about. Is that a new
features?
word? Possibly, yes.
Or lots of new paperwork?
Well, no, actually, there's less paperwork than last year. Yeah, only the 3 pages this week.
Environmentally friendly.
Absolutely. But yeah. Okay, coming up, we've got all the usual stuff, a Tea Time news roundup, a Tea Time weather update. We've got a new survey. Well, it's basically the same survey with lots of new questions.
Yeah. Oh, Matt, the weather update's going to be fun. Now your show's in the dark, isn't it?
You can still do the weather in the dark, okay?
You got an 8 till 10 slot. You got an 8 till 10 slot.
I don't know why you're laughing. It means we can be a bit more risque. You know, this...
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really?
Not that risque. Now, it's time to go through some of the changes we're going to be making this year. They're called Tea Time with Matt's Common Sense Changes for Season 2. What do we need for that, I wonder?
A common sense advice soundbed.
That's the one! Okay, Emily, go.
Because of our later time slots, our content may be a bit more risque than last year. If you have a problem with this, you probably should have put your kids to bed before you settled down to listen to a student-run radio station.
Matt will expand his music tastes beyond that of the 1980s. This is more for the benefit of the audience than ourselves, although we are getting pretty sick of Matt asking what an MP3 is, and think it's about time we dragged him into the 21st century. For this reason, music on this show will from now on be no holds barred.
We are not being paid by the BBC to endorse Doctor Who.
Wait a minute, really?
No.
Carry on.
So from now on, we will actually write and perform sketches about other things as well. Sketches that do involve Doctor Who require us to use a punchline other than magical plot-solving button.
Damn it. From this day forth, our commitment to quality broadcasting will require us to plan our shows before the actual day of broadcast. This will mean no more late Wednesday nights than waking up with a hangover and chucking the show together an hour beforehand.
Because we are aware we suck, by we mean you, let me just correct that.
Yeah, be quiet.
All instances of failure will be accompanied by a brand new fail jingle. Here it is now. So now, when we screw up, it will be very obvious. Fail jingles will now be used in the event of, but not limited to, the following.
Playing the wrong song.
Arriving late for the show.
Not having enough material to finish the show.
Swearing on air.
Accidentally disabling the Stickam or Mud radio stream.
Using a word out of context or making up a new word.
Reading out a news story incorrectly.
Not dunking biscuits in your tea.
Being named Matthew.
Agreeing to be a guest on Tea Time with Matt.
Being named Emily.
Listening to Tea Time with Matt.
Emily agrees to not just use the show as a platform to publicise Cheesy Chips retro hits. Don't you, Emily? Don't you, Emily?
Absolutely not. And I vetoed the first one as well. Matt agrees to treat his guests with the same dignity and respect as any media or organisation. By which I mean, well, ever watched The X Factor?
Listeners will now swear a pledge of allegiance which now follows. Repeat after me. We, the listeners of Tea Time with Matt, agree to love, honour and obey the word of our presenter Matt and all associated presenters. We promise to tune in faithfully every week and to watch the extra content provided for us on YouTube and Facebook. We promise to follow the show at twitter.com/Tea Time with Matt and to call, text or email the show on a regular basis. We promise not to complain, insult or bring Tea Time with Matt into disrepute. We also promise to join the Facebook group Emily Edwards Should Be the Next Doctor Who. And above all, we promise to pour a cup of tea and to dunk our biscuits at every opportunity, even if it requires us to drink that horrible bit at the bottom where the crumbs turn to mush. Amen. And that was Tea Time with Matt's Common Sense Changes for Season 2. I hope you were all paying attention. What do you think of those?
I don't think you should broaden your music horizons.
You don't?
No.
Well, I bet
not.
not.
Not our show. Oh no!
Well,
go ahead,
no,
go
that's
ahead,
fine.
go
No,
ahead.
it's fine.
No,
I just
go
won't.
ahead,
I won't
go
just.
ahead.
I just won't play
That's
the.
fine. No, it's fine. It's fine, man. It's fine.
Okay, I just won't bother paying Michael Bublé then.
I just
that's
think
fine.
after
No
you
problem.
played
No
Michael
problem.
Bublé, then you should possibly go back to the 80s because it's what you do
Oh
best.
well, in that case, I'm not going to play it next.
No,
So-
what are you doing?
Mud Radio and Tea Time with Matt proudly present the T Factor.
Alright, okay, I'm going to explain to the audience a little bit how this is going to work. We're going to kick off with a nice tension bed, just to set the mood, and I'm going to ask 8 questions.
8?
8?
I didn't know there were 8.
There's 8 questions.
I didn't count them.
Yeah, 8 questions. 8 questions which will help determine suitable co-host material. So, Sarah, are you ready?
No.
No. Okay, then let's kick off the T Factor.
The T Factor.
Question number 1. Why do you think I should make you my new co-host?
First of all, you're scared of me, so if you don't, you've got to put up with seeing me for the rest of the year.
Fair enough.
Well, I think the fact that I'm a man and tea seems to be a true man's game. Also, we get on very well. We have a similar look and we have kind of similar hair.
Similar hair.
And we both wear glasses.
I currently have 1,200 tea bags in my room.
1,200?
No joke. I went out and specifically bought an industrial-sized bag so I can regularly dunk.
Because I am just absolutely brilliant and I can chat malarkey for hours upon hours, and I think all the radio listeners out there will just love me. I'm just beautiful, and I think it would go quite well with the stickam thing. You get a lot more viewers, a lot more pervert viewers, but still viewers are viewers.
Because I'm always on your show anyway.
Because apparently I'm a mini you.
You're a mini me.
Yes, but I'm actually bigger than you. Apparently I'm you 2 years ago or something. Well, what's better than 1 Matt on Tea Time with Matt? 2 Matts on Tea Time with Matt.
Nice, actually. I'll go with that.
Because I can laugh maniacally and...
That is a very, very good laugh. I'll give you that.
Because we're so opposite, yeah. I like my drum and bass, I like dubstep. You like your oldies?
Because I am wonderful.
Because you're wonderful. Okay.
And you're wonderful.
Because I am the prettiest person on Trent Park campus who doesn't actually go to the uni and is just cool because he's there for no reason.
Question number 2.
Wait there, Matthew. Mum, I'm on the radio. Can you be quiet? Thank you. Carry on. You know what I mean? These women. I know.
Question number 2. What is it that makes a person suitable to be a co-host on Tea Time with Matt?
Someone who's able to put up with you.
Gentility, a love of biscuits and tea and coffees of various sorts and hot chocolates. A love of waistcoats and cake.
You have to be comfortable.
Comfortable, okay.
To dunk with somebody.
A complete and utter devotion to Doctor Who.
Proper tea, none of this rubbish tea that you
Proper
know.
tea, nice.
Proper tea. It's tea time. It's tea time with Matt, of course.
Well, you have to be awesome to be a co-host on Tea Time with Matt.
You have to be
Clearly.
awesome, okay.
Constantly promoting their own shows.
Well, it depends where you like tea with 2 sugars or not with sugar.
I like tea.
To like tea.
Yeah.
I suppose that's a fairly basic one. Any others?
Do you like the show?
It depends how you dunk your biscuits. I mean, some people don't dunk, but we already know I do dunk.
Question number 3. Suggest a new feature that we can include on future episodes of Tea Time with Matt. Be imaginative.
See, this was the one I'm having trouble with because I haven't got an imagination.
I actually came up with a good one for this one.
Go on.
Celebrity tea drinker. A celebrity that you would enjoy having a cup of tea and a conversation with.
Well, I tried to be imaginative.
Okay.
And I've come up with a game. I want you to guess the biscuit.
Naked hour, where all the guests have to be naked and anyone who phones in has to be naked.
I think you should, I don't know, play a song from a specific decade every week or something, you know.
I do that already.
The daily 10 minutes of sexual innuendo jokes.
Linguistics.
Yep. What does that involve?
Panda-related puns.
Question number 4. An integral part of being my co-host is the ability to tell me when I've stopped being funny. Give one insult that you would use to put me down on the air.
Matt, you've never been funny.
Your humour is like Tommy Cooper, Ernie and Wise and Norman Wisdom. It's dead at our feet.
To be honest, I found this question quite difficult to answer.
Okay.
Because I can't insult you just like that. I will be able to, but not,
Okay.
not right now.
I would call you David Mitchell from Peep Show.
Any particular reason?
Because you look exactly the bloody same as him.
Okay, if you say so.
You're rubbish. Shut up. Stop shouting down the microphone.
Slow down. Matt, Napoleon wasn't funny. You're not either.
I think I probably wouldn't actually say anything. I think I'd just turn your mic off.
Epic fail.
I would never insult you, Matthew.
Question number 5. If you become my new co-host, I may ask you to do some tasks for me, such as upload some music, check the emails, pick up my dry cleaning, put the kettle on, etc. How would you respond to such requests?
Do it yourself, you lazy student.
I believe my response would not be suitable for a family show.
Well, as long as I got paid and as long as there was no request from, say, the film The Secretary along those lines, I'd be fine with it.
Get stuffed. Where's the kettle?
I don't have time to upload your stuff to Myriad. Don't have a clue where the dry cleaners is. What was the rest of the question? Put the kettle on.
Put the kettle on.
Why would I put the kettle on?
Thinking of dry cleaning, that would possibly actually involve me picking you up and putting you on the bus with your dry cleaning, and that's as far as it would go.
Your dry cleaner would tell you to get brewed, and then kettle, obviously, it'd be like, yeah, how many sugars did you take or not, sort of thing.
Now, I do what I'm told.
Yes, sir. Do you like to dunk your biscuit or let it simmer a little bit? That's what I'd ask you. I'll give you that choice whether you want to dunk directly or let the biscuit simmer, if you know what I mean. Oh.
Moving swiftly on. Question number 6. Give me one piece of common sense advice that you have learnt in your lifetime.
Never eat yellow snow.
If someone tells you to walk across a pond because there's algae on it, don't.
To think before I speak.
To think before you speak. Okay.
But I never do, so I haven't really learnt this.
Don't stick it there, it hurts too much.
Don't sniff glue. You'll get your nose stuck to the tissue. I don't know. An honest, good piece of advice, and I'm being extremely soppy here.
Go for it.
Is, believe me, no matter how bad it gets, don't ever let it get you down, because it will get better.
Don't walk out in front of moving cars.
From the background I come from, learn more is always an expression I've heard, and, you know, I take it to heart nowadays.
If you run out of toilet paper, don't mix up your hands.
Right.
Do not stick your wet finger into an electric socket.
Question number 7. As part of your role as my co-host, you may be asked to co-author that long-awaited book version of Tea Time with Matt. What would you suggest as the title for our literary masterpiece?
There won't be a book.
Pyramid bag and 2 chocolate digestives.
Dunkers in practice.
Well, I'd hazard to say don't stick it there, it hurts too much, but it's been used before.
Tea time with Matt and never bed stories is the only thing that comes to mind right now.
Bedtime with Matt.
Do not read this.
I could say something really vulgar here.
You could, but I'm not going to let you.
We could call it, they stole my slogan.
This is possibly the most important question in this entire interview. Question number 8. Do you dunk?
We've already had this conversation.
And what was the answer?
No.
Yes.
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 I do indeed.
Yes, we've been through this question before.
Oh, mate, it's a penguin bar, bit at both ends, sucking the tea through it. Yes.
Yes. Hell yeah, I dunk.
The Tea Factor.
So yes, this is Tea Time with Matt's 24-hour tea break. Introductions. I'm Matthew Alden Farrow. If you've never heard of me before, I do The Cult of Scratchwood and The Adventures of Derek and Matt on YouTube, among other things. And I do Tea Time with Matt, live from my bedroom sometimes. That in the background there is Tina. She is the Tea Fairy's apprentice in training. Say hello, Tina.
Hello, Tina.
Hello. Not the brightest button in the box, apparently.
No. I'm a tea fairy.
Oh dear. Good start. Anyway, and then over here on our second camera, yes, we have a second camera. This is Sarah Jane. Hello.
Hello.
She says hello on cue.
Yeah.
That's her
I'm
best.
trained well.
That's her best marketable skill, that. She's
Yeah.
very good at that.
Hello.
Hello. So, yes, we have 2 cameras, so that's the biggest change. And Sarah Jane is going to be our producer for the next 24 hours. So she will be interacting with you guys live on the chat room, via Twitter, Facebook,
Skype.
Carrier Pigeon, all of that.
Please don't send me a pigeon. I don't like birds.
You don't like birds?
I don't like birds. Don't send me a pigeon.
Okay, no
and there's
pigeons.
a lot of cats here. Your pigeon won't make it.
Yeah, the pigeon won't make it into the garage. That's not good. So yeah, this is Sarah Jane. She's going to be the face of our social media interaction for the next 24 hours.
God help us.
I know. So yes, welcome to Tea Time with Matt's 24-hour tea break. I hope you are all excited. We certainly are. But before we kick off, just to let you know, we are of course doing this to raise money for an amazing charity. The charity is called Mind. They are a mental health charity and they offer support and advice to people suffering from mental health conditions. And they campaign both nationally and internationally to raise the profile of mental health and mental health awareness, and also fight for the rights of those with mental health. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. If you would like to give us a donation, you can do that at the Just Giving page, which is justgiving.com/Tea Time with Matt 2015. You can probably hear a printer whirring away in the background. That's because the Common Sense Advice theme is ready. There we go. Common Sense Advice. Everybody, we'll do that after the next song. Okay, we are now going to do some common sense advice on solving a crime. As Sherlock Holmes said, when you illuminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. So with that in mind, you've rocked up to the scene of a grisly murder, declared that the police are incompetent, and stated you are the only one who could possibly solve the case. Sorry, Claire. But hang on! You've never solved a crime before! You're out of your depth! But don't panic. Tea Time with Matt's got you back with this common sense advice on how to solve a crime. And in order to do this, we need a common sense advice soundbed. Number 1. Document everything in the murder book. Keeping a detailed record of an investigation is more than just a memory aid. Known as the murder book, it is the place where detectives record every step of a homicide investigation, including witness statements, forensic reports, crime scene photos, tea stains, and biscuit crumbs. Number 2, nail down the timeline. The timeline is an essential part of every investigation. Get it right and it can open avenues of investigation up and prove or break a suspect's alibi. For instance, if Honest Jeff was within a 50-mile radius at the time the crime was committed, it was probably him. Allegedly. Number 3. Follow every lead. Keeping an open mind about the causes and possible perpetrators of a crime is essential to an investigator's success. Crimes are rarely straightforward, and following every lead, no matter how contrived it may seem, is crucial. Whether it's witness statements, tips called in by the public, detectives never know where a lead is going to take them. It could be the sweet little old lady you talked to isn't all that she seems, or that the murder weapon is actually a teapot, or something like that. Number 4, treat everything as evidence. Everything at a crime scene, from the victim's body to the position of the furniture, can be considered as evidence. Systematically processing the scene can dramatically increase the chances of solving a crime. Not just the collection of forensic evidence and fingerprints, but determining what does or does not belong at a scene can be just as useful. So be sure to look at everything, including the contents of the fridge. And the victim's wallet. Crime investigation is expensive. You deserve compensating, damn it! And finally, persevere. Time can be a major factor in solving murders. The first 48 hours are the most important, so make sure you get things wrapped up quickly. If that means you have to fit up a suspect, not a problem. Just pretend to have a bump on the head and gain psychic abilities, then you can claim you saw Mrs. Mickens next door doing it. And look at that! This bloody glove you just planted fits her perfectly! And that was Tea Time with Matt's common sense advice on how to solve a crime. As we said, if you have any crimes you would need the Tea Time Detective Agency to solve, let us know. We specialise in only the best fitting up of suspects. So if you've got someone who you need sailing down the river for a crime they didn't commit, then give us a call on 01234 6789, or just hit us up in the chat room. That's probably easier. I try to stay away from product endorsements and things because I want to keep my reputation clean, which is why I always clean my hands with Germaway from Honest Jeff Cleaning Supplies Limited. Germaway is the only hand sanitizer to kill 100% of germs, guaranteed. Using patented anti-entomantoids, Germaway has been scientifically proven to kill all germs. It's like the hand sanitizing equivalent of an atom bomb. Germ Away, available in stores now. Small disclaimer, Germ Away may not kill all germs, no refunds will be given, in some rare cases may cause user to dissolve. I've got to say, this episode has really taken it out of me a bit. It's been, it's been a bit nightmarish, but I'm okay. Because
that is the price of fame!
It is the price of fame. So in order to keep me going, I need to make sure that I eat a good breakfast. So I begin every day with a fresh bowl of Steamios!
Steamios! My favourite!
Steamios cereal are a delicious part of your complete nutritious breakfast, flavoured with a generous sprinkling of real Welsh steam coal. Containing 170% of your daily recommended sugar allowance per serving, you'll not just be bouncing off the walls, you'll be flying through them! I ate some before the show today and I can literally hear all of the colours! Like, I can really... I can really hear them. It's actually making it quite hard to concentrate. Also, that steam engine's eyes are following me around the room, and I think it can see into my soul.
No, it can't see through your soul. It can just see through time and space, and yet not in front of it.
Steamios! They're adequate! Another sponsor there. Just before that last song, the Tea Fairy bought me a cup of tea, which I'm very grateful for, because it's been stressful, man.
I hear that. Today has been stressful.
It has. Now, I only use the very best loose-leaf English breakfast tea from Teatimes. Teatimes use only the finest quality tea leaves grown on the slopes of Mount Tesno-Fafuja and handpicked by the local children. It's not cruel. They love doing it. Teatimes, the taste of exploitation. Now available from around the back of Tesco.
Speaking of exploitation, when am I getting paid?
You're not. Ever. I want to leave it before we do the story with a bit of advice for you. I think that we all agree that when you leave the house in the morning, it's important to look, feel, and smell great.
Yes.
Which is why I use Synergy by Matt.
Oh, good lord.
Synergy by Matt is my all-new range of cosmetic products. Developed by Honest Jeff's Very Safe Labs Incorporated. These products are not tested on animals because we use orphans instead.
Oh, gosh.
Available now where all good body care products are sold. Synergy.
What is wrong with you?
Synergy. The scent of winning. TM.
Oh, gosh. That is good. That is very good.
Writing credits for those go to, in part, to my co-writer, by the way, Angela. Thank you, Angela, for helping me with those. Oh, dear. We had great fun coming up with products for that. That was brilliant.
There's a puppy in the room. Hello, puppy. Hello. Say hello to the puppy, everybody. This is Alfie. Hello. He's a puppy. Yeah, that's Alfie, everybody. Say hello to the nice people, Alfie. Alfie, what's this? What's this? What's that? Can you see yourself? That's you. It's you. You're a good boy. Yep, sorry everyone. Traditionally, Tea Time with Matt has always been interrupted by cute animals, but there we are.
Now, you might have noticed the room's a little busier than usual. That's because I'm joined this evening by our guests. We have my sister! Hello! It's Claire, whose microphone is working, I think? I can't really hear you. Hang on, I'm going to try turning you up a bit. How about now?
Is that better?
That's much better. I can actually hear you now. Hey. We also have Sky, the puppy. Say hello, Sky.
I'm sure she'll be more talking.
I'm sure she will. Yeah, she's good at being talkative. Breaking news, which I should have mentioned probably at the beginning of the show because it happened like literally 2 seconds before we were about to go on air. Sky the baby has lost one of her baby teeth. I don't know if you can see that very clearly because the focus is a bit weird on this, but there it is. It's a little baby tooth. Who's a clever girl? Who's a clever girl? Yeah. Oh, look at that little puppy face.
Do you have anything to say, Scott?
Says, yes, can I get down? I don't like the weird people. She's talking about me, by the way, not you guys. She wants me tea. Hello, Sky. Hello. So, Sky, this is very important. This is my show. So, you know, we talk about all of the issues. So, what's your opinion on Brexit? She says Brexit is the most important meal of the day. I don't think she quite understands what that is. Hello. Hello. Oh, I get kisses. I get kisses. Hello. What's happening in the chat room? Rory says they grow up so quickly. They do. They do. Seems like just yesterday we could fit her in our pockets. I know. She's got so big. To William and Alfie's disgust, frankly. I mean, look at that little face. How can you not love that little face? Oh, you big snuzzly face. You big floofling. This is the entire show now, guys. Sorry, this is just us now. There's a baby again. Hello. Tina says, Dear Santa, I would like a DeLorean for Christmas. I have been proper good this year, honest. No, you haven't. Oh, hello. Hello, I'm sorry, am I not paying you enough attention? We're going to move swiftly on and we're going to do some common sense advice. So, you've watched a lot of spy movies and decided that actually you could do a way better job than Daniel Craig, Michael Caine or Matt Damon.
What about Sean Connery?
Oh yeah, let's not forget Sean Connery. Actually, you know what? Literally anyone could do a better job than Matt Damon. But I digress. You've got a burning desire to become a spy, but you're not sure you have the necessary skills or qualifications for the job. Don't worry. Tea Time with Matt can teach you all the skills you need to become an international man, or woman, equal opportunities, of mystery. This is Tea Time with Matt's common sense advice on how to be a spy. And in order to do this, we are going to need... What's that, Bren? What do we need?
Common sense?
Common sense advice soundbed. That's it. Here we go.
Yeah.
Step 1. Get gutsy. As a spy, you're going to be forced into dangerous situations, collectively known as the danger zone. Can you handle that? Well, yeah, of course you can. You're awesome. But remember that practice makes perfect. Start practicing your ability to cope with danger by jumping between tall buildings, picking fights in seedy drinking establishments, or making unkind comments about Honest Jeff's mum. Actually, don't do that last one. I saw what happened to the last person that insulted Honest Jeff's mum, and let's just say it wasn't very pleasant and leave it at that.
I think they're still trying to find half of some of the limbs. I think they still haven't accounted for all of them.
I still have nightmares about the screams. Moving on. Become intelligent. In order to blend in as a spy, you're going to need to know a little bit about everything. It may be important for your cover story. For instance, if you're going undercover as an art dealer, you'll need to brush up on your art knowledge. To show you how it's done, I've brushed up on mine before the show tonight. Did you know that The Scream by Edward Munch is a painting? See?
I did not know that.
Knowledge. Number 3, get a disguise. While sauntering about in a suit and bow tie, very cool, maybe damn awesome, it's not always going to be the most appropriate outfit for the situation. No one wears a tuxedo to a scientific laboratory or to a secret desert military installation. So you're going to need a number of different disguises to help you. I happen to have a number of different disguises to help me in the field. These include chauffeur, scientist, Victorian gentleman, banker, steampunk man.
Yes, steampunk man. Yeah, it's very useful.
And Time Lord. The list is endless.
Wait a minute, I thought you a disguise meant something that you're not.
Actually, you know what? That is the end of the list. That's kind of awkward. Step 4: get subtle. Movies make out that being a spy involves high adrenaline chases through cities, on trains, etc., etc. In reality, spying involves a lot of sitting around watching people from a distance. Practice being nonchalant and generally blending in with the crowd. Consider improving your skills in the art of window cleaning, selling newspapers, or being a bad performing street artist. Emphasis on the bad there. If you're a good street artist, this will definitely draw attention to you, as good street acts are a rarity. Also, avoid carrying small ginger cats on your shoulder, as people love cats, and this will definitely draw attention to you.
Oh, definitely.
Number 5, expect to be killed. People don't really like spies. If you're unmasked, the chances are that you will be tortured for information, followed by being horribly murdered. In the event of this happening, try to remain positive and remember that whatever your captors do to you, it won't be troubling you for too much longer. If you're uncomfortable with this and are pretty certain that you want to live, then I gently suggest that maybe international espionage is not the career for you. In which case, I recommend a variety of other not-so-problematic careers that could utilise the skills you've learned. Perhaps consider a career in politics, or IT support.
Or Honest Jeff's.
Or Honest Jeff.
To hire.
Oh yeah, he's always taking on apprentices. He's a very, very spirited member of the community, is Honest Jeff. He likes to encourage the young. That was Tea Time with Matt's common sense advice on how to be a spy.
You forgot the important thing you forgot the most important thing.
What's that? What did I forget?
You need to know how to make awesome quips and have a great theme song.
Well, obviously, but I would know nothing about that, so, I haven't been on the 3-day course.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
Remember, Honest Jeff's 3-day course. If it ain't honest, it ain't Jeff's.
I'm very cross this week. I am extremely annoyed this week, and I'll explain why. It all has to do with this cup of tea, right? Now, as you know, I'm a fairly prolific tea drinker, and at the moment I am consuming an English breakfast tea. If I just sort of angle the camera down that way for a second, there we go. Can you see the problem here? For the uninitiated, English breakfast tea is not supposed to be drunk black. It's meant to have a splash of milk in it. And therein lies the problem. For reasons that I will now explain with the help of a comically retro sound bed. Tonight on Tea Crime with Matt, shocking CCTV footage of a blatant theft. Yes, it's true, folks. Can you identify the little toe rag in these images? We, an Honest Jeff's Theft Prevention Services, located around the back of United Dairies, would like a word with him in connection to the disappearance of a bottle of Gold Top, a bottle of semi-skimmed, and a bottle of fresh orange juice. If you have any information that could lead to the identification of this suspect, who we already know lives over the road from my house, please contact us in the chat room. Anyway, thanks to this degenerate, I'm having to drink black tea tonight. So thanks for nothing, douchebag! Anyway, so that's why I'm cross. Let's just watch through this footage again, because it's actually hilarious. Look at this little... I can't use the word I want to use, because this is a family show, but look at him! Disgraceful, I tell you. Poor show, sir, poor show. And I know for a fact it's someone who lives across the street as well. I am so furious. I am really, really irritated by this. Oh boy. Yep, I am actually fuming. Yeah, so back to the studio. That's why I'm in a bad mood, folks. I am absolutely fuming about that particular little thing. So, yeah, I am going to be very, very grumpy for the remainder of the show. Because I have not had my nice English breakfast tea with a splash of milk in it. Yeah. I ask for very little in life. Very little. And that's one thing I want, and that's a decent cup of tea. And I have been deprived, ladies and gentlemen, deprived of that joy this evening. I am absolutely fuming. Let's crack on. We got a lot to get through, so why don't we do the weather? That's a good shout. Let's do the weather. Okay, so this involves wandering over to the window, so let's turn the screen round so you can see it. There we are. Great. Oh, my waistcoat! My waistcoat, I forgot to put this on in all the excitement of the milk thief. But, you know, we'll roll with it. Let's see what the weather's doing. Well, it's cold outside, and I've just seen a gritting lorry go past, so looks like we're in for a chilly one tonight. I can't see the moon or anything in the sky, so it's quite cloudy. Good cloud cover if you're planning on stealing anyone's milk this evening. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but I've got visible breath there, so it is very bracing out. Yeah, so that's it really. If you want to let us know what the weather's doing in your area, you can do that in the chat room. Give us our milk back, you bastards! So yeah, let us know what the weather's doing in your area.
You are now entering a world of facts. True facts. Facts that we totally didn't find hastily scrawled into a blood-stained notebook on the pavement round the back of Tesco where Honest Jeff normally operates. Facts from sources that we could definitely cite if we felt like inclined to, but we aren't, so shut up. Welcome to an election special of Tea Time with Matt's Alternative Facts.
Let me start off with one alternative fact I think you might like.
Go on.
The railway you work at uses the souls of orphans to fuel their trains. You may continue.
Good start. Theresa May begins every day by draining the life force from the pigeons gathered outside number 10 Downing Street. Rumours that she is one of the reptiles that secretly rule the world are completely false. Who do you think they answer to? In his spare time, Jeremy Corbyn likes to dress up as Doctor Who and run around quarries fighting imaginary monsters. In March this year, he was hospitalised when he tripped over his scarf and fell into an abandoned mine shaft while trying to escape from an invisible ice warrior. Tim Farron does not actually exist. That is to say, he is clearly a person, and people have been filmed having conversations with him. Scientists have simply been unable to find any evidence of his actual physical existence. Dr. Stephen Fry of Stephen Fry University has theorised that Tim Farron actually exists in the space between two parallel universes, and only appears in our world for brief periods, such as party conferences, election campaigns, or when one of the other parties does something newsworthy. A bit like
or maybe
Brigadoon.
just a member of the Silence.
UKIP has a unique system of electing a party leader. Unlike other parties, UKIP lets everyone have a go at some point. The only caveat is that Nigel Farage will eventually come back and take over, as he is obviously the only member that UKIP supporters actually like. The Green Party was originally a cover for a plot by eco-terrorists to turn the entire human population into trees. Luckily, a plucky band of oil tycoons managed to foil this plan by destroying all of the trees. Caroline Lucas is quoted as saying, "We would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling oil giants," before scampering up a tree and nibbling on some peanuts she had stored in her cheek pouches. It isn't known what the Green Party is up to nowadays, since most people ignored them anyway. The headquarters of the Scottish National Party are located in the Falkland Islands. This is due to an autocorrected email sent to the architect which should have instructed them that the building was to be located on the Shetland Islands. Thankfully, this has not had a great effect on the SNP, as the 8,000-mile commute to Port Stanley is still easier than navigating Edinburgh city centre. Plaid Cymru, or the Party of Wales, was first formed in 48 AD, following the occupation of the land around Cardiff by the Romans, who were looking for somewhere to go at the weekends for a booze-up. The party leader of the time, Jones the Leek, took great umbrage to the Roman centurions parking their chariots in inconvenient places and insisted that double yellow lines be painted across the stretch of the newly built M4 that ran past his mud hut. The Romans left Cardiff quite soon after this, as they couldn't find a Pizza Express or a Bella Italia anywhere. Voting in the general election is actually a complete waste of time. The overall winner is actually chosen by consulting the soothsayers of Picard-Ilay. The soothsayers emerge from their sacred home in the long-abandoned Down Street Underground station at precisely 10 PM on election day, and declare to the assembled party leaders which of them will be the one true Prime Minister who will lead Britain from the darkness and into a never-ending age of truth and prosperity.
Okay, now that one actually sounds legitimately true. Except it's for Americans.
Unfortunately, they're not very good soothsayers, so they still haven't got it right.
Again, sounds true.
They were particularly adamant about Tony Blair in 1997, 2001 and 2005. The entrails were most insistent. In 2010, the soothsayers finally admitted that they'd possibly been barking up the wrong tree the entire time, and that it could either be the man in blue or the man in yellow. But just to be certain, could they please have a few more years to think about it? Thus, the coalition government was formed, and the soothsayers retired to consider the scrolls of Escalator to figure out who the chosen one would be in 2015.
The scrolls of what?
Escalator.
Oh my god, that actually sounds like really awesome. I love it.
What you got there, Bren?
Milk and Oreos.
Nice. Good combination. I'm loving it. The
hey,
tea
you
fairy's
said
back.
do it best.
Everybody, it's the tea fairy. And he's got the proper mug this time. Thank you. There's a note. There's a note on the mug. Hold on. Let's see what the note says. You know that lovely dessert we had tonight? Well, you know there was some left. There isn't any more. Just so we can prove that that's actually what it says. That guy is so fired. Impy says, the tea fairy is real. Of course the tea fairy is real. He's fired, but he is real. He's an actual thing.
Just because someone is fired doesn't mean that they suddenly stop existing.
It does with fairies. Right. That happened real quick. The tea fairy's back. What's going on here? Hold on.
Is the tea fairy asking for a severance pay?
No, he said I would have bought you a sherry, but you sacked me.
Oh, your loss.
I deserve that.
No boots for you.
Oh well. Never mind.
Oh dear. Yeah, it's a bit curvy this bit, but I'm not quite ready to beat the speed limit yet. So yeah, while we're trying to sort this out, let's cross live to our American correspondent. Oh no! Oh god damn it! So for those of you who just joined us, folks, I've paused up. Hold on.
Fail.
I'm a real failure.
Oh dear. Oh, that's beautiful.
I got that. Just gotta love that.
I blame the Americans. How are you, Bren?
We Americans killed the train industry. We're
Yeah.
just doing it more.
Oh, blimey. This is a very solemn, very regal moment.
Yes.
A very
This is
important looking
scary.
car has drawn up outside. The Royal Standard is on the front.
It is.
And outside we have a very important woman
A very,
waiting. Ladies and gentlemen, Her Majesty the Queen.
At this Christmas time, I think about Twitter's tweeting, Tiger Woods cheating, and celebs in the jungle eating pig testicles and such. And one cannot help but be drawn to the world politics this year. A black American president across the pond, and Nick Griffin and his one-eye policies in over here. Sorry. Yes, I didn't get my speech right though. But the biggest disappointment of my reign is the television program X Factor. I hate it so, just like I hate Camilla Parker Bowles. A lot of people are unaware that I too went to Middlesex University. In fact, I lived in Gubby Halls, and one was extremely elated when I saw that the yellow and green colour scheme hadn't changed since I was here. But I digress. The real reason I agreed to do this show was to answer the question on everybody's lips. So I had my good friend Screw Love to help me write this rap. Okay, Matt, turn me up on the headphones. I'm the chick on the pound coin. I'm first up to bat. My favourite show is Tea Time with Matt. I don't vote BNP, but Nick Griffin is a hunk. So the answer to your question is, I dunk. Merry Christmas, word to your mother.
The Queen dunks!
The Queen dunks!
She dunks!
She dunks!
Oh!
The Queen is very excited to be here.
Your Majesty, we have so many questions. I mean,
so little time.
This is overwhelming. Your Majesty,
Yes.
what is your favourite kind of biscuit?
A chocolate digestive.
A chocolate digestive. Her Majesty likes the chocolate digestives.
Indeed.
Oh gosh. And what drink do you like to have with your biscuits?
1 tea, milk, 2 sugars.
Milk, 2 sugars. Wow.
But only
this is-
with Matt.
Oh, only with Your Majesty. I'm honoured. Wow. Okay.
Your Majesty, if you don't mind me getting into some more sort of gritty questions, how come only one of the princes is ginger?
Okay, I'll answer that. That isn't Charles' son, but don't tell anyone.
Okay, I thought so. I thought so.
Oh
I
dear.
thought so.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no ginger abuse in this show.
No ginger
Just
abuse. We don't want
ginger
ginger
nut
abuse here.
biscuits.
Oh yes, we like the ginger nut biscuits.
We do. Oh yes, we do. And gingerbread men.
Okay. Well, Your Majesty, thank you so much for coming in. It's been an unexpected pleasure and honour.
It's nice to be back on the campus.
Oh yes, it was. It was a wonderful speech. Thank you so much for giving it. I hope that your people throughout the Middlesex University kingdom have listened to that and can take away something from that. And yeah, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It has.
Would you like to just do one last favour for us, please, Your Majesty?
Okay.
Would you like to read out the studio contact details that people can ring us on in these last couple of minutes?
Well, the studio phone is 0208 449 7514, or you can text MUD followed by your message to 60300, or you could email us at studio@mudradio.com.
Your Majesty, thank you so much.
No problem.
It's been an immense pleasure having you on the show.
Just remember, I'm the chick on the coin. That's
Okay,
me.
yes, thank you. Your Majesty, the Queen, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, for you there. That was...
Just call me Lizzie.
Okay, thank you. That was a truly beautiful moment. Yeah, you know, I don't think we can
don't
top
think
that.
we can't get
I
that
think we're
from
going to have the
Queen,
cheesy
can
Christmas
we?
music.
can't
Here we
get that
go.
from the Queen at the end of the day.
Well, what a show. It is just coming up to 5 minutes to 10, and that means it is time once again for a Tea Time with Matt's bedtime story, and it's a very special one because we are, of course, telling the story of Christmas. So get yourself snuggled down, grab a cup of cocoa, and listen to a heartwarming tale of Christmas. It's Tea Time with Matt's bedtime story. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, like Basildon on a Saturday evening. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light, and it was good. And then God received his quarterly electricity bill, and it was not good. And so God visited Go Compare, and was able to switch his electricity supplier in as little as 2 to 3 weeks. And that was better, but still was not good. And because of this, God decided to take all of his pent-up rage and frustration on mankind. And then God had a little nap and calmed down. When he awoke, God saw the damage he had wrought to humanity, and it was not good. And God said, "Oh dear, I lost my temper a bit there, didn't I? I should probably do something nice to make it all a bit better." And so God sent the angel Gabriel to the town of Nazareth in Galilee with a message for a virgin named Mary. She was engaged to Joseph from the family of King David. The angel greeted Mary and said, "You are truly blessed. The Lord is with you." Mary was confused by the angel's words and said, "Listen, mate, I haven't got any spare change. Please leave me alone or I'll call the centurions." "Do not be afraid," said the angel. "God is pleased with you, and you will have a son. His name will be Jesus. He will be great and will be called the Son of God Most High. The Lord God will make him king as his ancestor David was. He will rule the people of Israel forever, and his kingdom will never end." Mary asked the angel, "Have you been puffing on frankincense or something? I'm not married." The angel answered, "The Holy Spirit will come down to you, and God's power will come over you. So your child will be called the Holy Son of God." Mary said, "As chat-up lines go, mate, that's probably the first one I've heard. Bugger off." And she stormed off to carry on with her shopping. Later that day, Mary took a pregnancy test and had to have a very awkward conversation with her fiancé about Immaculate Conception and plead with him not to make her go on the Jeremy Kyle show. About 9 months later, Emperor Augustus of Rome gave orders for the names of all the people to be listed in record books. Everyone had to go to their own hometown to be listed, because the Romans love their damn lists. So Joseph had to leave Nazareth in Galilee and go to Bethlehem in Judea. Long ago, Bethlehem had been King David's hometown, and Joseph went there because he was from David's family, although I'm pretty sure we already covered that. Mary went with him because she was sick of her mum telling her how irresponsible she was for going off and getting herself a bun in the oven. And so Joseph and Mary travelled to Bethlehem. Joseph walked and Mary rode upon the back of a donkey. And Joseph said, "Hey love, how about letting me have a go on the donkey for a bit, eh?" And Mary said, "Oh dear God, Joseph, I think my water's just broke."
Oh boy.
And so they arrived in the town of Bethlehem, where Joseph inquired about rooms at the Premier Inn and the Travel Lodge, both of which were full on account of everyone planning ahead and booking online. And Joseph said to Mary, "Why don't we just go down to the maternity unit at Bethlehem General Hospital?" And Mary said, "Don't be such a pillock, Joseph. I'm not giving birth in an NHS hospital. I'll end up with MRSA. I'd sooner give birth in a stable."
Oh.
"Funny you should mention that," said Joseph. And so Mary gave birth to her firstborn son in a stable. She dressed him in baby clothes and laid him on a bed of hay. And the horse that was sharing the stable said, "Oi, do you mind? That's my dinner you're laying your infant on." And Joseph cried out, "A talking horse! It is a miracle! God be praised!" That night in the fields near Bethlehem, some shepherds were guarding their sheep. An angel came down to them from the Lord, and the brightness of the Lord's glory flashed around them. The shepherds were frightened. "What the bloody hell is that?" they shouted.
But the angel said, "Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy." And the shepherds were relieved, and one said, "Does that mean my wife's agreed to the divorce?" The angel...
We're going
Sorry.
to hell.
Definitely. The angel tutted and said, "You're not taking this seriously. This very day in King David's hometown, a saviour was born for you. He is Christ the Lord. You will know who he is, because you will find him dressed in baby clothes and lying on a bed of hay." And the shepherds said to each other, "Let us go to Bethlehem and see what the Lord has told us about." They hurried off and found Mary and Joseph, and they saw the baby laying on a bed of hay. And Mary said, "Oi, bugger off! I've just given birth and I'm trying to sleep." And the shepherds told Mary and Joseph what the angel had said. And Mary said, "I don't care what a bloody angel told you. This stable is private property. Now piss off!" As the shepherds returned to their sheep, they were praising God and saying wonderful things about him. Everything they had seen and heard was just as the angel had said, apart from the bit about Christ's mother being a stroppy teenager. When Jesus was born in the village of Bethlehem in Judea, I'm pretty sure we already covered this, Herod was king. And during this time, some wise men came from the east to Jerusalem and said, "Where is the child born to be king of the Jews? We saw his star in the east and have come to worship him." When King Herod heard about this, he was confused, and so was everyone else in Jerusalem, because that's a lot of information to infer from a giant ball of gas thousands of light years away. Herod brought together the chief priests and the teachers of the law of Moses and asked them, "Where will the Messiah be born?" And they told him, "He will be born in Bethlehem, just as the prophet wrote. Bethlehem in the land of Judea. You are very important among the towns of Judea. From your town will come a leader who will be like a shepherd for my people of Israel." And Herod said, "Now hang on a minute. First of all, who is this prophet bloke?" And the chief priests and the teachers of the law of Moses looked at each other and said, Do you know, we never thought to ask." Herod called in the wise men and asked them when they had first seen the star. And the wise men shared all they knew, as they rarely got asked about their work, being as they spent most of their time in the desert looking at the sky and being wise about things. And so Herod told them, "Go to Bethlehem and search carefully for the child. As soon as you find him, let me know. I want to go and worship him too." And so the wise men listened to what the king said and then left. Bit ungrateful. And the star they had seen in the east went on ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. The wise men were thrilled and excited to see the star, as from an astronomical point of view, stars don't normally behave that way. When the men went into the house and saw the child with Mary, his mother, they knelt down and worshipped him. And Mary said, "What is this, Jerusalem station? No visitors! Go away!" And the wise men said, "But we have bought gifts for the child of gold, frankincense, and a £20 Debenhams gift card."
Sweet.
And so Mary and Joseph took the gifts and told the wise men to leave or they would set the donkey on them. Later, the wise men were warned in a dream that the M25 would be an absolute nightmare, and so they went back home by another road. As the years passed, we saw Jesus' true glory, the glory of the only Son of the Father. From him all the kindness and all of the truth of God have come down to us. And Jesus spoke to the people. He said, "I am the light for the world. Follow me and you won't be walking in the dark. You will have the light that gives life." And God said, "Jesus, did you leave the bloody light on again?" And that was Tea Time with Matt's story of Christmas. I am definitely going to hell.
Yes, we are. I'll be there with you.
Oh, God. Oh, blimey. Okay. Oh, dear. Claire says the internet's gone walkie. Sorry, Claire. And Lovejoy says, "Oh my God, I love this version." The banker says, "I was born in a stable." Oh no, Dunstable. I was born in Dunstable. Oh dear Lord. Okay.
Well, what's the difference?
Yeah, we're definitely going to hell, folks. It's
Do-do-do-do-do-do.